folks, this is me, Malorian, and it's time for another battle report. And this one will be a little bit different than some of the ones I've done in the past because this one's going to be a Battlebox battle report. Now, locally here, we are doing a kind of a Journeyman League / Oblivion campaign going through here, and I'd posted out if people are interested in knowing how these Battlebox games go. I got a lot of positive feedback, so let's do this. I mean, they're fast, they're easy. Let's throw this one out there. So I'm going to be running my Mercenaries battle group, and this one just recently changed, actually. When I brought my stuff out the previous gaming night, I couldn't actually take pictures because I had brought the old one, like I said, which used to be Magnus1, a Mangler, a Talon, and a Renegade, and then the TO was like, what are you doing, Brian? That's not it changed last year. It's now a Mangler and a Rover. So it's like, okay, sure, why not? I actually like this one better because, you know, the Talon is just kind of like a throwaway. There's some interesting stuff you can do with stationary, but the Renegade usually doesn't do anything unless you're really set up for like a big shot assassination on the caster. So having two heavies instead and a decent gun I can shoot every turn, I'll take that. So this is going to be my battle group here. And I'm going to be up against Dorian and his Crucible Guard. And the way that it works for him is he's going to get Syvestro, he's going to get a Vindicator, and he's going to get a Suppressor. Now, this is not a good matchup for me. Just to kind of go over some of the troubles I have in this matchup here is that I have a whole bunch of upkeeps that I get to upkeep for free, and Syvestro has purification and just gets rid of all my upkeeps. So that's sad. I have a gun that I can shoot him with. He has a better gun because his gun there on the, I always forget the Vindicator, gets extra damage against Warjacks. So it'll just crank your Warjacks super hard. So he shoots me. And then in combat, because he has super fuel and Syvestro to make things faster, he's actually out-threating me. So he outshoots me, he out-threats me, he gets rid of my upkeeps. In fact, one of the only counterplays I have to him is that whereas he has admonition, that's usually a big deal, if he gets cocky with it, I have Scourge and I can knock him down, and then you're not going nowhere. So I'm going to have to look for something like some crazy opening. Otherwise, I'm probably in a lot of trouble this game. Alright, so when we're looking at the table here, some things I want to explain is that in the regular Battlebox, there is no scenario. So you'll see that there's some pieces down. That's going to be for future games, but in this one here, there's just nothing there. It's just ignore it. Otherwise, the upside down one is a hill, which is no longer a hill, so that's a cloud. So just so you know what the terrain is. Now, looking at this, it is some pretty interesting terrain with those buildings, and so maybe I can use some line of sight stuff to my advantage to try and get to him. Again, remember that he's faster than me because of super fuel, so maybe not, but again, I gotta try and find the janky plays, try and find an opening in order to get to him. So I get to go first, which is great news, and I'm going to try using that building in the clouds here to my advantage. So I put Blur up into Magnus, so he's harder to shoot, up onto my Rover that actually has a gun and has snipe, so it shoots 14 inches, and then I have the Death Ward onto my Mangler so that I can pick what column things go to and +2 armor. And again, I'm trying to make sure that at least on this first turn that I'm outside of the 19 inches so they can't just walk up and just purify it all off. On his turn then, he's kind of shifting over here to the left. He also gets his spells out there, so he's going to be putting Admonition up onto the Vindicator, and then he has Transmute, the one that gives him, extra hitting and extra defense. Yeah, that one. That one's on the Suppressor. So the Suppressor, even though it normally hits kind of light, is actually hitting kind of hard right now. And his shooty thing I want to get to is dodgy, so that sucks. So I was looking at this picture here, and I was trying to figure out what am I going to do. Do I quickly go over here to the right and then try and find a way to make him engage? What am I going to try and do to try and make him make a mistake? And then I realized I might have a very, very interesting and unique situation here. Maybe take a look at it, try and take a look at this, and honestly think for yourself, if this was you, what would you do? I'm going to give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to feat. And what I'm going to do with a feat is that if I run up there and engage his jacks, he's just going to smash me. There's no like thing here I'm going to run up and engage a gun line that's helpless against my jacks. No. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to feat and I'm going to engage his caster. And then between, the fact that there's that objective in the way and that I'll just be on the far right here, he probably can't clear me off, probably doesn't want to take 2 free strikes, and so if he can't kill my heavies, hey, then I got Syvestro right there, who probably isn't camping much because he gave away all of his focus to be doing upkeeps and, giving focus to his jacks. So let's go. So that's what I do. I basically have to run this way and feat, and then I run this way again. But both my jacks are engaging Syvestro, and yeah, he's going to be in some trouble here. Now, one mistake I did make here is that I basically was just like giggling this entire turn and put my things there engaging him. So I could have been a little bit more careful, but we'll talk about that in a second. But I'm loving this, and people watching this were loving this too. Alright, so on his turn, he actually gets some pretty good hit back on me, and the reason why it's possible is because of that sloppy positioning. It turns out the suppressor could just kind of like barely walk over and be in range to punch me, and then the Vindicator was just barely in range to come over and hit me. So I took a lot of hits that I shouldn't have, and again, it's just because I wasn't just that slightly further out type of positioning. So the suppressor has to go first because he wants to keep the transmute spell on it. Comes over, does some sprays to lower my armor with rust, and then punches me a bit. Then he actually goes with Syvestro with his free spell. He purifies, so there goes my upkeeps. So my armor goes down. He recasts the transmute now onto his Vindicator. That's pretty much all of it. Oh, and he feats as well, so that things are going to hit harder. And then that Vindicator comes in, kills off the Rover that was already hurt, and then there's some significant damage, because again, on feat for Syvestro, where you get an extra dice and drop the lowest, you get spikes. And so he is actually crippled my left arm, my movement, and my cortex. So I'm not going to get any extra focus. I at least have my little thresher thing there. But yeah, if I just would have been a little bit further back, I would have been totally safe. And that's just me being sloppy and just giggling through my feat turn. Which, I mean, isn't the wrong thing, right? It's nice to have fun. But now this is going to be a little bit harder. So the way I do this then is I don't have any spells upkeep, so I guess that's easy. But I allocate my 3. Magnus comes up here, and I'm first going to do my spray to Syvestro, boosting the hit, boosting damage, get some in there. I try and hit him with an arcane bolt. Miss. Okay, no big deal. But the biggest thing is that I also then put Iron Aggression onto my Mangler there. So even though I am crippled for a lot of these things, don't have my Cortex, I get boosted to hit. So all of a sudden my little spike hand is going to get 2 dice to hit and actually has a chance. My big Thresher thing there is going to get 3 dice. So definitely going to hit. And so after I go up there, I move up so I can be within an inch and punch with my spiky hand. It hits. It only does 2 damage, but whatever. And then, yeah, I hit him with my big chain and knock him out of the park. So Mercenaries take the win with a very janky play here. It was just a silly, this is perfect. This is what you want, where it's a silly little game with an interaction that you're going to remember forever. You know, sometimes these things happen with Magnus' feat where you can sneak around and surround a caster Una 2 style when she used to do that stuff. But yeah, you know, to be honest, we knew that this was kind of the one lucky play I had to go for. After this, we re-racked and we played again, and in typical fashion, he didn't make the mistake, and then, you know, did the things we said were going to happen, and I lost that game. So, you know, Dorian got his revenge in the end, but there you go. There's the Battlebox. It's super, it's fast, it's easy, and even in these situations, we're like, oh, wow, that battle group really has an advantage against this other battle group. Whatever, you know, the point, this isn't a tournament. We didn't play this to try and figure out who has the biggest penis or anything like that. It's just okay, let's play, we're learning, and, you know, it turned out that both of us were experienced gamers, so we weren't going to probably learn a lot from this, but even then, we did learn some things. We learned some interactions, we learned some fun stuff you can do, and there you have it. So, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later. Bye.